All right, welcome to Peeling the Onion, beautiful people. My name is Elvar. I am so very happy to be presenting another interview with Buzz Osborne that I did this morning over Zoom. He's in the middle of a US tour with Napalm Death and the Melvins. Melvins and Napalm Death actually just released an awesome album. It's called Savage Imperial Death March. And that's also the name of the tour. They did that tour for the first time in 2016, I believe. And they're doing part 2 of it at this moment. And there's also a new great album out by Melvins 1983, which has Mike Dillard on drums, the original Melvins drummer. Dale Crover, the Melvins drummer, often plays bass, but on the new album Thunderball, Buzz Osborne plays the guitars and the bass and sings. And that's also a monster of an album. Really good one. I'm going to be playing a song from that one at the end of the episode. It's just been like a year since they released Tarantula Heart, which was also a classic album. So I am very happy that I feel like they're putting out their best stuff since Freak Puke, which was released in 2012. I feel like I have like really strong stuff coming out, and they've just been so consistently adventurous and, you know, like not following any kind of standard or like any set of rules for how they conduct their band, and that's just unbelievably inspiring. So I do hope you enjoy this interview. I really enjoyed talking with Buzz again. I was a lot less stressed than when I did the first interview, so I hope you enjoy it. All the best.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. We're not using the video on this, right?
If you don't want to, that's fine.
Completely okay, good. Fine. I don't have to put my pants on then.
All right. Okay, good to have you on. Thanks for doing this. I really do appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
Dude, so your name is originally Roger Osborne, but you wouldn't answer that if someone called it out on the streets, would you?
Well, my parents called me Buzz from the time I was a little, like about 6 days old.
Why?
They wanted a nickname because my dad was named Roger.
All right. But then the people at Boner, they started calling you King Buzzo, and because they felt you were like super opinionated, right?
Yes, that's true.
And you just like took it and ran with it.
Yeah, I thought it was funny.
I just love it that you call yourself King Buzzo. I'm always like, damn, those balls.
Well, the funny thing is I'll write that, but it's like anybody that knows me, if you don't know me, then you'll call me King Buzzo. If you know me, you'll call me Buzz. You know? So if somebody comes up backstage and says, I'm here to talk to King Buzzo, then they know, oh, it's bullshit.
Okay. Wait, so you're in Florida. You're currently on is it the Savage Imperial Death March Part 2 with Napalm Death tour?
Yeah, we played Tampa, Florida last night. And then I'm getting ready right now. And we'll drive in about 2 hours. We'll get in the car and drive to near Miami, Fort Lauderdale.
Fort Lauderdale, right. You did like, pardon me?
About 250 miles.
Right. You did New Orleans on Monday, right?
Yes, a few days ago.
Isn't that like the only city who didn't hate you back when you did the first tour, like the big tour in 1986?
Well, you know, we did okay in the Northwest, but yeah, pretty much. New Orleans is always like this, so that's been very nice.
That's awesome. So you guys have a new album, great fucking album. Really, did a collaboration with Napalm Death?
That one. We have another album too called Thunderball.
Thunderball, that's a fucking awesome album also, with Void Mains, and how do I pronounce it? Nima Tres.
Close enough. Close enough.
Okay. You both play guitar and bass and sing on that one. And
yes,
Mike Dillard play drums.
Yeah, everything except drumming. Really
good electronic works.
I love it. Really happy with it. And it was with the original drummer. So that's cool. We've done, that's our third album. And we call it Melvins 1983, which is cool. You know, but I'm working on a new album as well, because now we're back on this tour. We have Cody Willis playing drums with us again. So we have 2 drummers. So it's me and Steven, Dale, and Cody. So it's very cool.
You know? Right. Did you already record that? Did you record it, the new one, with Melvins?
No, I'm working on stuff. We're going to record it before the end of the year.
Cool. Like you're doing the current tour. Wait, beginning of June, then you go into Europe mid-July with Red Cross.
Yes.
Are you going to record anything between in that gap?
I doubt it. Um,
Okay.
Everybody's got a lot of stuff going on, and there's family and all kinds of things like that. So we're going on this tour from April 3rd is the first show until June 7th.
Right.
Nearly 2.5 months. You know,
Right. Right.
about 2 months, a little over 2 months. So everybody will have a little bit of time off, and what I'll do is during that time is I will work out a lot of the stuff we're going to record, and then we do a European tour that gets done. I think the 18th of or 17th of August, and we haven't announced it yet, but we're doing another U.S. tour by ourselves with Red Cross starting in the fall. But we're not going to announce that till May.
We're in the States then.
Yeah, it'll be everywhere we're not playing on this tour, and then we're done around Halloween, and then we'll record after that.
Awesome.
Yeah, should be great. I'm looking forward to doing a new album with two drummers. It'll be really fun. So I'm really thinking along those lines, and we're really having a lot of fun playing on this tour with two drummers. And I really love playing with Napalm Death. It's a great tour. It's a really great thing to do. Great um, environment to be in. I really like all those guys, Danny and Shane and John and Barney, and the people that work for them. And we're having a great tour. I just can't say enough about how great I think those guys are and how nice they are, and what a great lineup it is, and how great the tours and good the shows have been, and I think it's a really nice thing for people to come and see, because we don't sound exactly like Napalm Death, and they don't sound exactly like us. It's a really good combo, and they're both severely underground bands, and we don't have hit records or anything like that. And I think it's a great tour. It's a really great tour. I'm really glad we're able to do this. We did this with them in 2016. I'm really glad we're able to do it again. We're doing a more extensive tour this time. So 52 shows just in the U.S. So it's so far so good. Now we're all the way today. We'll be all the way to the East Coast, and then we start creeping north.
Right. And you end back west, right?
Excuse me?
Where do you end up? You end up back west, right? The tour.
We end up in Berkeley.
Right, right.
So we do a giant circle of the U.S. and zigzag through the middle,
Right.
all the way from. So it'll be from Florida, from Miami, near Miami, Fort Lauderdale, all the way to Seattle, and then San Diego, all the way to Boston. So the four corners.
Classic fucking Melvins tour.
Well, once you get things rolling, it's better to keep it rolling.
You don't feel your age, like playing like every other night, like for like, like doing like 100 shows a year, like you guys do?
I don't know. I mean, I keep myself in fairly good shape. I do a lot of exercising, and
Okay.
I mean, I can afford to lose weight, but I've always battled with weight my whole life. But
Okay.
I don't drink or smoke, or
Right.
I exercise a lot, and I do, PM workouts and stuff like that. And I play a lot of golf when I'm not doing it. And that's walking. That's about 5 mile walking. I'll play every day when I'm home. And, I just think that, you use it or lose it. You just sit around on your ass. Next thing you know, your legs and arms are going to have a hard time working. And, I'm 61 years old, and I can still keep up with anyone. I still feel like I can do whatever I want.
Okay. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah. I mean, I just think it's important to stay as active as you can.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, you've talked about living like a conservative life and letting the wildness come through your art, and that's maybe
Yeah.
why, like, you guys there haven't been any rehabs or cancellations because of exhaustion, quote unquote.
Yeah, yeah. Whenever you hear that, you always know what the story is. I mean, once in a while you'll have somebody that's. I've had to cancel shows because I was severely sick. I had strep throat, and then we've had other things where people are injured, or where there's nothing you can do. But I mean, as far as like, I was doing blow all night, and now I'm too exhausted to play the show. No, that's never
Yeah.
happened. You know,
No,
or
definitely.
I was drinking vodka last night with a couple of groupies, and I can't play the show tonight.
No, definitely.
No, that's not happening.
Yeah.
So,
Like, you never had like a big drug problem, did you though? You were
as
never
far
like,
as you know.
yeah, as far as I know. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's leave it at that. But like, but I really love those fucking Napalm Death guys. I remember there was like this documentary. It's called Slave to the Grind. They had like a Q&A here in Iceland with Shane afterwards, and that's
Oh
when
wow, I never saw it.
I really got into the band after that. Me and my friends were like driving around, all night, just like fucking blasting that shit.
Yeah, I love them. I think they're great. I think, but most of all, even above and aside from the music, I love the guys personally. I think they're a fucking great bunch of guys. And yes, we did do an album with them. We did a split record in May. We recorded it last May, and it came out great. Savage Imperial Death March record,
Yeah, yeah, it's
and
fucking awesome.
it's a true collaboration. It's I wrote some songs and Shane wrote some songs, and we got together.
Okay, okay, put it together. Okay, that's cool.
Yes, and then I play bass on some of it and guitar, and I'm not even sure who plays what on what. Because we got together in our studio in LA, and we just had a great time doing it. It
It's
was
cool,
really
man.
fun, really, 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 really fun, and I think it came out amazing.
Yeah, definitely awesome artwork by Hayes also. You know,
Yep.
What about the limited edition, like the silkscreen cover? Is that also by Hayes?
Which ones?
You don't you have like a limited edition, like silkscreen cover that you're selling on tour of the album?
Yeah, we're sold out. We sold them all.
You saw is that cover also by Hayes?
Yes.
All right, okay, you sold them out.
Yeah. So we sold them all. We might do a different edition, but I'm not sure. But so far, it's been an overwhelming response to it, and it's really nice to have two albums come out roughly the same time. Thunderball record came out last Friday, so it's not even a week. It hasn't even been out a week. And so far, I've seen mostly good reviews. I mean, some people, what's funny to me is I'll read people that will say stuff about almost like we do too many records. And you're like, this is what we do. I mean, well, you should work harder on it. You should work harder on your record. You shouldn't record so fast. Okay, whatever. Whatever. Hold on. Let me write this down and put it in my locker.
Like whose idea was it though to start this business model of the special releases?
Oh, me and Tom.
Okay, because you've been cranking it out like since like 2010, like it's been like, you've been cranking it out like crazy.
Yeah, we do quite a couple of years usually.
Yeah,
And I think that I mean, I understand how the whole model of collectability goes, and all the stuff we do with Tom, none of it even goes to store, never. So people need to. I think there's a certain amount of people who need to have things that aren't available everywhere.
yeah, for sure.
And it's like now it's not going to be millions, but for the people that want it, it will be a very special thing for them, and they'll be very excited about it.
Definitely.
So that's
Yeah,
cool.
some people have the means and like really want to have something special by the band that they really love, like dedicated fans.
Yeah, to me, they sound like or it's like an entry level into buying art.
Mm.
It's like it's a little piece of art that you can afford.
I mean, it really makes me wonder why more bands are not doing this, like this business model.
I don't know.
I mean, how many, you're not getting anything from streaming, are you?
Not from that.
Right.
I mean, you don't get that much from streaming anyway. I mean, you get a little.
Yeah,
not,
but like, yeah, I don't know. It makes me wonder.
not a tremendous amount. You don't get a tremendous amount from streaming. Some, but not. It's not like it's a massive amount of money or anything.
Right. Yeah, definitely. But like, I was counting it like in like I think the last 5 years been over 20 fucking Melvins releases, including studio albums, splits, EPs, the live stream Obscene, so forth. So
Could be.
yeah, but is there something the live stream? Is there something that we would be able to rewatch? Because I remember at the time it was like available for like 24 hours when you bought them. Because you guys really took it like a step further than other bands with the live stream with the video behind. It was fucking awesome.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I thought it came out great. I think we'll probably put those out as something. I mean, now it all looks really weird because everybody had to wear masks.
Yeah.
But I don't think people will really care about that.
No, you were definitely wearing the masks. You were not like anti-mask Americans.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, it's obvious. to me that you guys are really like distinctive band. Was there like a moment in your career that you realized that you had something like very unique and special going with the band?
Well, I always thought that
You
from the
did.
beginning,
Okay.
and we paid, and there wasn't a lot of people that were interested in it when we started. And we did shows with people and or shows, and we did okay in the Northwest. We did okay in Olympia and like Seattle, maybe Portland, but beyond that, not a lot of takers as far as um, people that were really excited about us. It took a long time for it to come around. So, but I'm glad we stuck with what we were doing, uh, um, um, and I'm glad that I can now sit there and look at it like I was right. So good,
I mean, there's
you know.
I can't think of a band that's like 40 plus years into their careers or releasing this much amount of good material. You know what I
Oh, well,
mean?
thank you. That's very nice of you. Thank you.
I mean, can you imagine like can you conjure up a band?
No.
No, that's it. Yeah, I don't know. I think the only thing wrong with the new album is that like since Tarantula Heart, I want all of my Melvins albums to start with like a 20-minute song.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
I like 20-minute songs. But thing about it is with records now, it's like if people want vinyl, it's like, well, vinyl doesn't sound good
Yeah,
18 minutes
right,
per side.
right.
You can jam over 20 minutes on there, but it really, really starts deteriorating sound wise. So records really are somewhere between 34 and 38 minutes. That's how it was in the 70s. And if that's what people want, then that's okay. Before when we were doing CDs, we would make like 45-minute, 50-minute albums, but now I don't want to really do a double album. So
Yeah, oh, of course. No, definitely.
yeah.
I mean, but like I've been listening to I was listening to Tarantula Heart when the new album's dropped. I think it's like the best stuff you've done since like fucking Freak Puke. I think the
Oh,
band
thank
is
you.
really on a like a really good fucking streak right now.
Thanks so
You
much.
know, as a fan.
Great.
So, like you've been working with Toshi now for like 20, almost 25 years. Wasn't I think Hostile Ambient Takeover was like the first album you did with him, or
Yes.
what?
Yes, that's it. Yeah.
I read like you were the first band that didn't give him any guidelines how you wanted it to sound.
That's true.
Right.
You know.
I mean, I can imagine that frame of mind has helped, keeping things fresh and interesting, like you never know exactly how you want the end outcome to be. You know what I mean?
Well, didn't occur to me that before that bands would bring other records in the studio and go, "We want to sound just like this." I never thought of that. I was just like, "Oh, I never would have occurred to me." But apparently that's the case. So with lots of bands, so I'm not that it's bad, but I mean, I just never did it. So
Right, right. Do you write more on electric guitar than acoustic, or how is that?
both.
Both, like 50-50 roughly, or like,
No, 20% on acoustic.
okay.
You know.
Do you demo self like stuff at home? Like, will you record a riff and then play a lick over that or something?
Yeah, I'll record demos always. You know,
Okay,
but they're very
okay,
primitive.
okay.
Like I
Yeah,
don't really want to waste a lot of time on demos. You know, it's just not. It's I'd rather put that extra effort I would put into making a demo into actually making the recording. So the demos are basically just so you can get some idea of what I'm doing.
sure.
That's it. Not here's how exactly how I want it to sound. I mean, that sounds crazy to me because then you get lost in this world of your demo, and then you
Yeah,
start wanting, and then when you go to record it, you want it to sound like the demo,
right.
which I'm not interested in any of that. I don't want to waste that much time on that. A demo is just that. It's a demo. It's an idea, and that's it. You
But
know.
like you have like a huge catalog of riffs,
Yes,
like close to 1,000. Do you have like a huge catalog of like finished that you would consider it finished or half finished songs, or like how do you pick it out?
I'd say from three-quarters finished to 1% finished. You know,
Okay.
all points. If it's finished, I probably would have recorded it.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
But there's stuff that's almost finished that I could finish probably relatively quickly. I just need the time to do it, and then There's other stuff that will remain unfinished because I can't figure out anything good to do with it, or maybe it's just not very good. That's the vast majority of it's just not very good. So you just have to go through and pick out the stuff that is good.
But that's the thing with you, like I mean, you just do it every fucking day. I mean, when you're not out on tour and not like golfing or hanging out with Mackie, you're just like playing music or recording music or writing music. You know what I mean?
Almost every day when I'm home, I'm doing something music wise. Almost every day. You know,
I mean, that's always it's one of the reasons probably why you guys have been so prolific and have such a good like batting average. You know, is that you
maybe
just spend time on it. It's just like all about spending time on it on the shit. You know,
I think
and maybe a
so.
little bit, maybe a little bit of talent.
Well, thank you. I mean, I do a lot of it takes time. I mean, it just doesn't just happen. I mean, you know, um, it's sort of like with any professional athlete or anybody like that. They spend a lot of time on their own figuring out what they're doing. So I guarantee it.
But are there a bunch of like unreleased Melvin songs that you and Toshi have to go through to release, or how is that?
No, everything that's recorded and finished is put out. We don't have, once we get to a point where we're recording it, I mean, almost everything. I mean, I'd say 99.5% are if we record it, it comes out.
Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, do you feel like your relationship with your music has changed throughout the years? Because I remember you talking about when you did Asthma, you felt like you overwrote it or something, or like beat it too much into the ground. Do you feel like you've become more freewheeling
Yeah,
towards like,
yeah. I mean, I think I would record that record better. Now if I was gonna do that now, I'd approach it differently. Same with Stoner Witch or any of those records on Atlantic. I think they're a little overproduced. Um,
okay,
I would do them different. I think they would be. I could make them better. But I'm 30 years or more longer experience, and I feel different about music, and I feel different about how it works, and um I don't know, maybe I couldn't do a better job, but I mean, I feel like I could. But I do believe it's possible for bands to flog the life out of stuff in the rehearsal studio.
right,
I think that is absolutely possible. You overcooked it now to where the freshness of it isn't evident.
right, sure. But like both Osma and Glue Ports, they were produced by Mark Dutram, right?
Yeah.
And like, wasn't Carl Herlofsson on the first one also?
Yes. Yeah.
Did they have a lot of input on the sound of how it, how the overall shape of the sound?
Well, what's really funny is Carl was he was in I think one of the original one of the original guitarists in Hanoi Rocks.
Right, he was in Hanoi Rocks. That's true.
And so he knew a lot about recording. And I believe he's back in Sweden. He lived in San Francisco. I believe he moved back to Sweden and has some kind of fairly successful career in music somehow. I don't know what, doing recording or something. But he knew a lot about the studio. He knew how it worked, and he showed us a lot of things that sounded really great. And so stuff I never forgot. So he was really easy to work with and really fun to work with, and we had a great time with him.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about later on when you worked with Jonathan Burnside or like on Bullhead, Econog and Lysol? Did he just do the basic engineering, or was he like impacting how sound or any of the arrangement or something like that?
Arrangements, no. Sound wise, yeah. I mean, I'm not an engineer. I don't know how to, mic up a drum set or anything like that. I mean, I could, but I let the engineers do that. And we sit there and listen to the recordings and then go, I like this or I like that or I don't like that. I guess it's production to some degree, but there are people out there that believe that a producer should be an engineer. I disagree with that.
Yeah, it's a broad, I don't know what you call it, a broad word to use.
Most engineers are probably not good producers. You need somebody that's going to help. I mean, a producer to me is someone I've never really worked with.
Aha.
I mean, a producer is someone who should be there helping you with arrangements, with all those kinds of things, and suggesting musical ideas. And I've never had that experience with anyone. So You know, not really, and not in the traditional sense of how people think about a producer. You know, so I don't know what that would be like. So um, it might be really fun to have somebody completely rework what you're doing. I mean, I've done it for so long, and 30 plus albums, and it might be fun to have somebody do that. But I just can't imagine having that be the case because I don't have the money for that to hire somebody to do that. I mean, where would I get that? And then what would probably happen is I would think that they were going to do that, and then we'd get in there and they wouldn't be doing that. And so then I'd be really upset that I spent the money and not getting what I want, you know? So I'm not going to do it.
Because you quote unquote, or not quote unquote, you produced Sorry and Pick Minor by Chaos, right?
Yeah.
What was your role in that album, for example?
I did all the things I wanted would want a producer to do for me. Helped them with their
Ah,
arrangements,
okay.
suggested all kinds of stuff on their record.
Cool.
You know, didn't just sit there while they were recording it. You know, I suggested all kinds of ways they should do it. Cut songs down. How would you make this song into 2.5 minutes instead of 10 minutes or whatever?
Right.
You know, lots of that kind of stuff, and really lived with the music for a long time. And I think it came out great. I'm really very happy with it. You know, but that's the only one I've ever done.
Right.
So
How come?
nobody's ever asked me to do it.
Motherfuckers. Okay. Is
That's okay. I get it. You know.
But is that how you got to know Kevin, or did you know him beforehand?
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Well, I knew him beforehand. I knew him before
Okay.
that. You know. And so then we got the idea to have. And once the cows were finished, I mean, the cows were breaking up. The guitar player was quitting, and I suggested I'll play guitar for you guys. You know, and they were just not having it. So they wanted to break up, which is unfortunate. I always really liked the cows.
Yeah, they were pretty fucking good.
Yeah, they're great.
But it's interesting what Kevin brought to the band because, like, I don't know, like when you listen to The Maggot, it's I mean, it's an insane album. Like, I mean, your energy is really high on that album, also. You know.
Yeah, I had all that stuff recorded before he joined the or written before he joined the band. Yeah, yeah, all of that, and the bootlicker record, all done, pretty much done when he joined. You know.
But he brought something special to the band, though, like a heavy fucking bassist. Yeah.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I really liked playing with Kevin. It was fun. I mean, we stopped playing with Kevin because of his extracurricular activities.
Right.
And that was it. So he needed to address that, and we needed to give him time to do that. And fortunately, it worked out because Kevin's still here. So
Yeah.
which is all I ever really wanted, you know.
Of course.
And at a certain point with stuff like that, you have to go, you know, all I really want is for you to not be dead. So I'm going to have to walk away from this, and you're going to have to figure this out.
I know.
Yeah. So that's where that's at, as far as that's concerned.
With the third one, because Colossus was supposed to be the third of the trilogy, right?
It probably should have been.
Why, you don't like the third one?
I do, but it's all right. But I mean, we probably should have just left it as that and just done a different record. Did the Crybaby as a different record.
Okay. I mean,
Cost of Destiny is coming out this summer on vinyl by itself for the first time.
Ah, really? That's fucking awesome. Okay.
Yep.
That's a weird fucking album, though.
No, I love it. I love that record.
I mean, that one and Prick. Let's say, like, hey, I got this band, the Melvins. You want to listen to them?
Yeah.
Give them Colossus and Prick, and they're like, "What the fuck's going on?"
What is this?
Yeah,
I have no idea.
Right.
Well, it's all part of the whole thing.
Right. I mean, you've been lucky with. I think because you had like a rotating cast of bass players, but you've been really lucky, like with Mark, then Kevin, and also the old ones. Then we got together with Jared and Cody. That was also like for me like a huge, you know, reinvigoration for the band. You know
Yeah, it
what
was
I mean?
great.
Yeah, and they were part like of the Endless Residency album. That's in my opinion one of the best live albums of all time.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, that was a good. Thank you. I
It's
appreciate
fine.
that.
What do you mean? It's fucking. Like, you have these.
No, I said it was fun.
It's
I
fun.
said it was
Sorry,
fun.
sorry. Because you have these absolute monster versions of old studio material, so fucking fresh. You know.
Yeah, it was great.
Have you thought about doing this kind of thing again with like different Melvins albums?
I mean, it's possible. I'm not against it. I mean, who knows? Who knows? You know.
But that's something also that you guys have done. You can't sometimes you rework these old songs and do like just like a really fresh live version of them because often bands are very subpar with live versions.
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, I think that I've always viewed them as different. Like our recorded versions and our live versions are much different.
Mm-hmm.
So I never worried about trying to recreate what we did on the records. It's like one of my favorite bands is The Who.
Mm-hmm.
And if you listen to a record like Live at Leeds, it's a fucking great record, but they're not worrying about making those songs exactly like they are on the records. And so I realized that pretty early on that, oh yeah, we can do that, and you don't have to make it exactly like it is in the record. So I think it came out good. Those whole ideas are something that I never forgot and always pushed forward. And we can do a live version of any songs. You can do it any way you want.
Do you guys get together and practice like, hey, let's kind of rework, this
Yes.
song or that song? Or how does it?
We'll get together for weeks before any tour and figure out how we're going to do it. Like this tour, we rehearsed for I don't know a few weeks, and then we did 6 shows in California by ourselves as a warm up, and then we had a few weeks off, and then we got together for another week, and then hit the road with Napalm Death. So yeah, rehearsal's a big part of what we do.
I mean, I remember going back to Live at Leeds, listening to some of these cover songs they did, like Fortune Teller, I think, Young Man's Blues, Summertime Blues. And when I was a kid, I thought those were Who songs. And I was just like...
Yeah, amazing. Shaking all over.
Shaking all over. And these covers were so fucking good. And some people say this is like a few months past their peak. Some people say like, yeah, like 6 months before they were a little bit better. I'm like, fuck. Because it's not bad, is it?
I think they're the best live band from the 60s, personally. I think that they were nobody, maybe one of the best live bands ever.
I mean, who's better from the 70s or the 80s that you can think
Nobody.
of? Right.
Nobody.
No. I mean, Frank Zappa on Special Nights, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe. I saw Zappa in the early 80s. And
with Steve.
And yes. And it was really good. But was it as good as The Who? No.
No. Okay. Yeah, you're right.
No, it was not. But it was very good, very inspiring.
Yeah. Fucking Keith Moon, just like, I don't know, it's just like always on the cymbals, like never fucking using the hi-hat almost.
No, he never used it. It was like he was all ride cymbal.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
I mean, Pete Townsend was writing songs for Keith Moon and Johnny Whistle to play. So I mean, he had it made.
That's the thing. That's what he said. Like, I had these 2 guys to write for. Can you imagine?
Right.
Yeah. I mean, that's what you said about Steven and Dale also, right? You have these 2 guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I have 3 guys.
You have 3 guys now, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So it's a very special thing.
Yeah.
I don't take it lightly. I don't think it's nothing. I think it's a very fortunate place for me to be.
Definitely. I mean, just hooking up with Dale back in the days, super lucky for you guys, to get together like you did.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. I don't want to take more of your time. Dude, thanks for everything. Like, your art has gone, like, helped me through bad times, good times. And it's really amazing to see you guys just keep on doing what you're doing,
Well, thank you.
Yeah, man.
That's really nice of you. And I'm very, very happy about your interest in this whole thing.
That's cool. So, good luck, have fun, all the best, and I will see you later, hopefully.
Sounds great.
Cool, man. All the best.
Okay, bye-bye.
Yeah, bye.
door.